minutes, a food allergy sends someone to the emergency room.
That's a lot. And in the U.S., as many as 3 out of 10 people have allergies where they're allergic to cats and dogs.
This one.
That is a lie by the anti-dog cabal.
Dogs.
That is just it's a rumor.
Oh my goodness.
It's a rumor, but I am more allergic to cats and horses.
Yes, all right. The increase in allergy sensitivities and awareness has led to changes like school-wide bans on peanuts.
But people seem to be divided on whether we should take these kinds of measures. Take a look.
Depends, because like I can't imagine a Dodger game without peanuts, or like a baseball game without peanuts, so I don't think that's technically like the way to solve the problem, but maybe in schools. I think schools is a good way to start.
I don't think any food should be banned. I think you can just keep them separated. You can't die from secondhand peanuts.
It's not that hard to take these things out of your diet, and if it can mean saving a life, I think that's worth it.
Yeah,
Thank you. I find it amazing how often I hear people not believe people.
And not care.
Like, I don't want to, point the finger at anyone, Mom, but my Aunt Denise she doesn't, as it turns out, she doesn't like onions, but one of the ways she dealt with them onions showing up in her food was to say she was allergic. So my mother started Cuisinarting, you know what I mean? Like blending up the onions and putting them in things so she could prove that she wasn't allergic. But I was like, but what if this had backfired?
Right. Well, also, my daughter actually has a peanut allergy.
And you found out the hard, this is the thing.
We found out the hard way.
Because in life, in this country, we don't get allergy tested just because we're alive, right?
Right.
So you had to find that out by her being exposed to it.
Absolutely. She was 2 years old and at a party ate a candy bar and we were off to the races.
And so that's why I think about, especially in schools, I go, yeah, you got it, because the only way people find out about the food allergy, unfortunately, is by running into it.
Yes. Well, some airlines have also made adjustments by banning peanuts. We polled our Facebook friends to see what they thought about it. 46% said airlines should totally ban peanuts on flights, and 54% said they should not.
Which I find it interesting, because the truth is, like the one guy in the Man on the Street who said, you can't die from secondhand peanuts. I know you actually can have a reaction from touching, like especially shellfish.
Yes.
I know people shellfish. Just
my mother had a shellfish.
Yeah, just touching somebody else who's touched it. You can have a reaction. So that is true.
Yep.
So joining us via Skype today, we have Leo Richardson. He was diagnosed with severe allergies at age 13, and he wrote an article called "Why My Allergies Are Your Problem." Welcome, Leo.
Welcome,
Thank you for being here.
Leo, what made you write that article?
Honestly, I was just mad when it comes down to it. I was mad that people didn't get it, and I just needed to get that information out there.
What are your allergies, and why are your allergies our problem or other people's problem?
Well, my allergies specifically are peanuts, tree nuts, and soy. And so when I talk to people and I say my allergies are your problem, it's more of that you could unintentionally be responsible for my hospitalization or my death or anyone else's who has allergies. And people need to be cognizant of that.
Yeah. Growing up with allergies, I know a lot of kids get picked on. Were you picked on?
Absolutely. I was. And especially since I didn't, have my allergies known to me until I was 13, it was middle school, it was high school, it was pubescent and puberty and just a meanness all the way through.
I find that so crazy that people bullied you for your allergies.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with us today,
Thank you for
Leo.
having me. And there was a heartbreaking story in the news about a 13-year-old boy in the UK who died after a schoolmate chased him and put cheese down his shirt.
I mean, come on.
I don't understand.
All right. Well, we want to welcome to the studio Dr. Michelle Yasharpour, an allergy specialist. Welcome, Doctor.
Thank you.
So, are such severe reactions as we heard about this UK kid, are those common?
Not necessarily common, but when they happen, they can progress really quickly and the outcomes can be horrible.
Yeah, because I worry about my daughter. So at this point, they say she has a high sensitivity to nuts, right? Peanuts are the worst, but if she gets a mouthful of walnuts or something, her mouth blows up, and we figured out ways to deal with it before going to an EpiPen. But what I'm also told is that if she keeps having exposures, it will get worse over time. Is that true?
It is. It is. If you keep getting exposed, you can have worse and worse reactions.
So is it as simple as skin contact for some people for reactions, or to create an reaction of that magnitude?
To be honest, the skin contact causing a reaction like that is very rare. But it just opens your eyes that it can happen.
Yeah.
And makes you, I think these stories are really tragic and very sad, but in a sense, the awareness that it raises that it is this severe is helpful. You know, it's really sad that this happened to this family.
Yeah.
But I think that just like you said, there's times where people don't believe that a food allergy can be that severe.
Exactly.
And so people discount it, and because of that, if they're not taken seriously, you end up having worse reactions.
Well, because I've seen situations where my husband had a cousin who passed away because someone had put onions in a dish, and he asked for it, asked about it at work, and they were like, no. And his EpiPen was in the car. I've known people who couldn't walk into rooms where citrus had been used in the room. They got immediately sick. I've seen all kinds of situations.
So what can allergy sufferers do to help protect themselves? Because like we said, we can't always count on everyone. And sometimes people just don't even know that there's an ingredient in something.
So I think, always being prepared is the first thing. Like you mentioned, your cousin with the EpiPen in the car. Always having your EpiPens with you is really, really important. Always asking and double asking, when you're about to eat something that you didn't prepare yourself, if it contains an ingredient you're allergic to,
You should see
checking
my kid.
labels.
She's like, nuts in this? Nuts in this?
Yeah, you go through that once and you're like, never again.
Yeah, nuts. Are there nuts in this? Yeah.
And then also, I think for parents of kids and in schools, training the people who are going to be around them all the time how to use the EpiPens, because it doesn't matter if you have it if you don't know how to use it.
Yeah.
And that is so true. And do you feel like at the end of the day, it really is about empathy?
Yeah.
It feels like there's a lack. I mean, is that what it is? It feels like there's a lack of it.
And I think it happens because, there is disbelief in the severity. And I think that, and in general, I think that we've become a lot less empathetic in our culture. And I think that it's a shame because there's so many things that could be prevented with a little bit of empathy.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, just listen to people. That's all we're saying. Thank you, Dr. Michelle, for joining us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Me Time with Frangela.